Hey everybody, let me know if the audio is working and all that jazz. Long time no see. Hopefully there's no echoing or anything. Also, affiliate anniversary, whee! I hit affiliate this time last year, one whole year. I definitely have been wanting to stream more. So yeah, mods, just let me know if the audio's working just before I get into announcement-y stuff. But yeah, I've been really busy, which is part of why I haven't been streaming nearly as much as I'd like to. Hopefully that'll change at some point. I mean, like, I don't think I'm gonna get less busy. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I can just manage my time better. Also, thank you for being here, Steffi and Bo. It's good to see you. It's good to see you in here. Sorry, I haven't streamed in a bit, so I am trying to like catch up to it and be like I forget how to do everything. Oh yeah, being a affiliate, I don't get like a choice about quality. And yeah, I know our internet is not the best, especially with both of us on it, but thank you for checking the sound. I appreciate it. But yeah, I've been modeling a whole lot. I've been doing a lot of temple stuff, working a lot. I've been really busy. I basically, because I had surgery, I guess just before I hit affiliate, or maybe, I can't remember if I was streaming. I think I was streaming before surgery for a bit. But yeah, like, or maybe this is my second year. I can't remember, but I definitely had like a lot of time off recovering from surgery, and then was really busy with work because I had to make up for having 2 months off of work for surgery. And then yeah, my health has been interesting. Like, I'm physically in the best shape of my life, but a lot of my like my joints are doing great, but a lot of my chronic illness stuff has been really bad. And then as a result of surgery, I had like a frozen shoulder for like a couple months where like I couldn't move my arm behind my back at all, so like the shoulder was all screwy. So yeah, I feel like I'm finally getting back to kind of a normal schedule that I've like evened back out. It took me like a really long time. And no, I can't do any more options for quality. Like that's Twitch end. Affiliates only get whatever single option. I'm glad I don't stream in 1080. Yeah. And yeah, refresh might help, but also like we have that good old Canadian internet, so like there's both of us, because Steph and I live together, so like her trying to watch a stream that I'm streaming while I'm streaming it is always a bit weird. And I imagine the like there's like bandwidth congestion because it's a holiday here today. So everybody's off and just doing the things. Quebec isn't much better. Yeah. So like it do be a thing. Yeah, it's just Canadian telecoms are quite a monopoly. Sorry, I'm just grabbing my phone. Are like quite a monopoly, and it's a pain in the ass, like how crap our stuff is. Yeah, no, it's you, Steph. So, affiliates only get whatever option they're currently streaming in. It doesn't allow down options unless you're a partner, and even then there's a limited number of people who get that per day or at any given time. So like, yeah, just Twitch only gives one option depending. Oh, you're checking? Yeah, I promise you that it's just like it's Twitch. It's Twitch. I can't change what settings I'm streaming at unless I like restarted OBS and only streamed in potato quality, and I don't think anyone wants that. Because then I also like, I wouldn't have like my audio quality would suffer too. But yeah, I'm gonna do a quick selfie for Twitter because I forgot to do that. Because I gotta be like, hey, I'm streaming, it's my anniversary. Okay, cool. I'm very good at selfies, guys. Extremely good at selfies. You might say it's like the one thing I'm good at. Yeah, if you went to a partnered stream, it would have all the options. It's because I'm an affiliate, Steph. I keep telling you that. So like, I'm just gonna respectfully ask that you don't ask me about that anymore, because I want to talk about things that I can't control what Twitch is doing, right? Like, unless it's like on my end, I can't do anything about it. So like, we're gonna have to move on from that. Like, I've already explained it like 3 times. I can't explain it any more times. Burp, burp, burp. Oh, the spinning wheel. Yeah, no, I can't do anything about the Twitch thing. trying to pick a filter for this selfie that doesn't make me look ridiculous. There we go. I just had to like tweet about it because otherwise no one will know I'm on, because them emails don't go out very effectively, and not everyone's on my Discord. But yeah, so I've been finally catching up on a lot of my work stuff, so hopefully my work-life balance will be a little bit better and I'll have more time for streams. But also, I wanted to say, did I expect to be streaming this long when I started? No, I don't think I did. This is actually also not my first time trying streaming. Like, I had tried streaming, I think, 2 other times. So the first time I tried streaming, it was at my last apartment, and the internet was so bad. And because we were in a basement, the lighting was so bad that like, it was just beyond frustrating. Like, my internet would crash most of the time. Hey Lucy, welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, so it would crash all the time, and like, I couldn't get the lighting the way I wanted to. Like, I was not financially well off. Not that I am now, but it's better. So like, yeah, I had to like stop. And then I tried again at the start of the pandemic, when we were living here. And then again, like I found it too exhausting, that like I was trying to stream too much or too long, or just like the setup I had took too long. Because I had a MacBook at the time, I was like streaming off my partner's computer, which was like a pain in the ass. Cause like we'd have to find times when both of us weren't doing things. And again, our internet was really bad. We've only when my most recent time trying, we had fiber. And also we've run an Ethernet cable into my room. It's like a 150-foot long Ethernet cable because the Wi-Fi doesn't reach this far, and because we're in urban Toronto with everyone in their apartments having their own Wi-Fi, that the congestion with the signals gets really, really, really bad. So honestly, this time around, I thought I would try again and it wouldn't work and I'd get frustrated and I'd give up. But I think what got me to finally hit affiliate was my other partner, Salt, started streaming. And that gave me like, he's a lot better at building community than I am. He's very outgoing and engaging and extroverted and great in front of a camera, and he socializes with people, and I'm like a little weird introvert. So it was like a lot easier to just like build connections by like engaging with his community and helping out and stuff, and making friends before trying again rather than just trying to start completely from scratch. And then on top of that, like I think I really decided that I was just going to push for affiliate, because once you get affiliate, then I could slow down. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do a sprint of streaming twice a week, or I think it was once a week, to make sure that I hit all the numbers that I needed to do to hit affiliate. And then once I hit affiliate, I slowed down to the amount that I wanted to stream anyway, rather than like forcing myself to stream like on like a very strict schedule, because I don't work on a strict schedule for my day job anyway. Like I do my day job every weekend, and that's like a work from home thing, which is like I don't have to be super with it. I just have to be like, I need to be awake, and that's kind of the main requirement, is that I'm awake and mentally functional. But like I don't have to be like, if I'm sick, I can just like lay down and do it. I don't have to be presentable. I don't have to really do anything particularly difficult. Whereas like with modeling or seeing clients or even like temple stuff, like I'm not doing it on like a very consistent, regular, all the time sort of thing. Yeah, Salt's amazing. Like I'm incredibly lucky to have him in my life. But yeah, basically like I think I've managed to get this long because I haven't forced myself to stream when I need to prioritize like the day job, and or like I'm too sick to be on stream, or sometimes like I'd be fine to be on stream, but because my setup's not a permanent setup, like this is a laptop on my vanity table. Like this takes me like 15 minutes to set up and another 15 minutes to tear down every single time, because normally my computer's not on my vanity. All my makeup is here. So I have to like switch everything from here to my bed and my bed to here. I don't really sit in bed all the time. Probably doing wonders for my back. But yeah, I think I've gotten to stream this long because my day job is very mutable, and I can change it around when I need to. And then because I've taken the same approach to streaming, is that I haven't been thinking of it like a job. It's a thing I'm doing for fun. And I think coming to it with the approach of like, this is a thing I'm doing when I want to, when I feel like it, rather than like, oh, I have to make money off of this. Like that was a really bad mindset to be in the first 2 times I tried this. So like that's helped. And yeah, Salt is incredible. I'm just gonna quickly follow Salt. Salt is great. And I will hydrate. Like, Salt is so supportive and kind and compassionate. And I've also seen how much he's grown over the years, because like we've been together as partners for like 9 years now, coming up on 10. And it's been incredible to see him grow into the sort of incredible, kind person I think he always knew he could be and wanted to be. It's just, you know, therapy's good. And like having people around you to support you when you need to grow is like really good. And to be clear, he was never like a bad dude. He just, you know, all of us in our 20s just have some growing to do. And then to see like the community he's fostered and how respectful that community is about boundaries and marginalized identities, and how much people like are caring and considerate and thoughtful, has been great. Hi, Lauren. Welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, it's been fantastic to see that community grow and to mod for it and be able to help out whenever I can. And yeah, so I was actually talking to Salt about this yesterday. He was over, well, not yesterday, Saturday. He was over and we were hanging out, having just like couple time, because we don't get to see each other as much as we'd like. And we were just talking, and oh, Alice! Welcome in, Alice! Yay! Thank you for resubscribing. Hell yeah, we got a Twitch baby. We got a Twitch baby together. Look at us go. I feel like us having a baby together, not that I can't have kids anyway, but like if we did, it would just be a clone, wouldn't it? Because we're the same person. But yeah, so me and Salt were talking about streaming stuff, as you do when two partners are on Twitch too much. It would absolutely be a clone, yeah. So was kind of bouncing off an idea with him, and I figured today would be a good time to announce it, that I'm changing how I'm streaming going forward. I'm pretty much just not going to play games anymore on Twitch. I find it mentally a little bit difficult for me to multitask because I want to be engaged with chat, and also like I'm not great at games unless I hyper focus, and trying to be able to pull my focus away hasn't been the most accessible thing for me. Just that autistic inertia, and just I don't switch tasks very well. And on top of that, a lot of video games have been frustrating to play because my hands don't work. So a lot of games aren't accessible to me, or cause me quite a bit of pain, or I won't stream because I was like, okay, if I play this game, my hands are gonna hurt and I won't be able to do the photo editing I need to do. I won't be able to do the typing stuff for my day job that I need to be able to do, because a lot of my work involves using my hands. So like I needed to reevaluate what I was doing on stream, and that it was taking away from my ability to like do stream and my job, or like I'd stream less because my hands hurt from my day job, or because I knew playing a game would hurt my hands and I wouldn't be able to stream then. Like especially playing, like as much as I loved playing Stray, that game destroyed my hands for a couple days. Like I couldn't do anything, my fingers hurt so bad. So for accessibility reasons, primarily, I won't be playing games on stream all the time. There might be an occasional time where like I play a game, or if I'm gonna play something, it's probably gonna be puzzle games, because I'm also not good at playing video games. And I feel like me being not good to start with and then hyper focusing on it to be able to make any progress is not the most fun to watch. Whereas like with puzzle games, I get through them pretty quickly, I feel like I'm a little less frustrating to watch play puzzle games than like a lot of people, just because I'm good at them. So like I might play a puzzle game once in a while. That's a little bit easier for me to like finish a puzzle and look at chat, do a puzzle, look at chat, and like as a much better pace for me to be able to do both. Or like if I'm really excited about a game, I might play it on stream. But I'm going to be moving away from gaming content and focus more on like just chatting, because I feel like this is like where I shine the most is talking to people. I have like too much knowledge in my brain box. Yeah, Bo. Like, I gotta make sure I come first. And then also, like, the sort of connections that I've made with you guys has been mostly through us having conversations and discussing things. And I feel like that's where my passion lies more than just playing games. And then, like, also, like, I also don't have the income to be buying games constantly for stream. Yay, thanks, Lauren. Yeah, I really like having like those really nice, like educational and like compassionate conversations. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on more. That's gonna probably mean I'm gonna add like channel point redemptions for potentially media requests and things. Because I've been looking at more of the streamers out there that do focus on like just chatting and that sort of thing. Or I might just, the only reason I would do like channel point redemptions is to just stop random trolls from like sending me random shit. But like I trust you guys quite a bit, so I might, just because I'm smaller now, I might just start doing it for free. And if there's like something you guys want to talk about or get my opinion on or whatever, we can do that. I was also thinking of like going through like maybe having, if you guys see like an Am I the Asshole thing that you wanted to talk about as a community, like we can do that. Because like, I feel like a lot of online content is a good jumping off point to talk about things. Like, Am I the Asshole is a great trigger to discuss like abuse or gaslighting or stating boundaries and like appropriate behavior. And also like sometimes no one's the problem, it's just neurotypical people and neurodivergent people having like communication issues, right? And then or like talking about like maybe if there's a problematic trope or something, or when something does something right, we can talk about that too. So like that's a thing that I'm giving permission to more widely. I just need to figure out my settings to make sure I've allowed people to post links. Otherwise I might just have like a link dump spot in the Discord, because at least then like the Discord unfortunately is like subscriber only, though if you've subscribed once you stay in the Discord. I don't take people out of it. Once you're in it, you're in it. Anyway, an ad's gonna start in like 10 seconds, so I'm gonna snooze it once just to finish this topic. But okay, so we have 5 minutes. But yeah, the hope is that I focus more on having like direct conversation with you guys and less on me playing a video game that you can watch someone who actually is good at video games play. Or Salt, who sometimes is not good at the video game like shooters, but is at least like can make the game part entertaining. And I just wanted to be like honest about like how I feel about playing games on stream, especially because I feel like we have a lot of overlap between Salt's community and mine, and like it's nice having like something unique to offer and not just trying to be like, oh, what is everyone else doing on the platform? It's like, okay, no, I wanna, like, what am I actually good at? What do I want to do? And focus on doing that. So that's what we'll be doing. I'm really excited. And yeah, And hopefully also that means that I will stream slightly more often, because me having like a chat with you guys for like an hour or two is a little bit easier to commit to than like chatting for an hour and then gaming for 3, and that way I can do maybe like smaller, more frequent streams rather than doing just like these constant like super long ones. I will say I still have Deluge to finish, and I still want to do that so that I'm not leaving you guys hanging on me starting a game and not finishing it, because that's the only thing I have left outstanding, other than I guess the Dead Space remake, but I've already played that game once on stream with the original version, and I played that game on my own time enough times that I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I kind of get the gist of what the remake is doing. It's not drastically different than the original. And also shooters hurt my fingers after a while, so like when in my own time I would probably play for like an hour and put it down, and then an hour then put it down. Like streaming doesn't, like, I don't know, it's a very different dynamic playing a game on stream than it is doing it myself. But yeah, I'm gonna run a quick ad, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put us all on a BRB screen real quick, just so I can get up and stretch around, because Salt is right, that's a good thing to do. So I'm just gonna like get up, stretch my legs a little bit, and then I'll be back when the ads are done. Sound good? Okay, cool. I'll see you in a second. Okay, ads should be done. We should be back now. We'll be uninterrupted for another like hour or 30 minutes. Oh, man, if I could make pre-roll ads less frequent, I would. Just 3 minutes an hour would be nice rather than every half hour, but you know, there we are. Also, in related news, my ordination renewals around this same time every year. So I just did that, and I should have my new card and certificate coming in the mail soon. I have a nice little like minister pin, which is fun. So I've been really happy with that. I did great in my course. It was really difficult because there were 3 electives to pick from, and picking which one to do was really hard because I had some interest in all 3 of them. So like, and I also had background in all 3 of them, right? Like, so there hasn't been really anything with ministry where I'm completely unfamiliar with the with the topic at hand. I usually know at least some stuff. I think the only topic where I didn't actually know anything was the one lesson that was like, this is what actual ministers do in other religions, and like how we can like make like decide what kind of minister we want to be. I'm like, I've never been in like a organized religion before. I have no idea what that looks like. So like that was the only time where I was like, I don't know anything about this. But anytime it was like, oh, here's the history of the Satanic Panic, or here's like this other conspiracy theory, or like here's the history of TST, or like whatever, I'm like, I know so much about this. So that's been really fun. And it's also been really nice to see like people join the temple. Like obviously we don't proselytize, and like if Satanism's not for you, that's totally fine. Speaking of me being like totally fine with people being not a Satanist, a really funny thing happened. I bought a new earring. Let me show you. I bought a new earring recently. It's this one. So like, I was like, I need like a mask little dangly earring, and it's hypoallergenic, so it's good. So it's just this little inverted cross little spike thing. But the place I got it from gave me like a free little gift to go with it, which was like, basically it didn't have the like little dangly spike at the bottom, but it did have a cross hanging from just like a little clasp, but it was not inverted. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna wear a upside up cross. That's not a thing that I'm going to do. I'm just gonna put this on so I don't have to get up again. But like, I'm not gonna wear like a normal cross. That's not my vibe. So I was like, to my friends, I was like, hey, anybody here Christian and want like a stud? Because it came with my inverted cross, and you know, I'd rather someone have it that's gonna appreciate it. So yeah, we love having multi-faith friend groups. But yeah, so like, I'm totally chill with like people who have different beliefs. That's totally fine. But it is also nice seeing people be, yeah, they gave me both. So this was marketed as like a St. Peter's cross. So with like, and that's like a thing, when I bought this necklace, I bought this one, which is like a Leviathan cross, and it came with like an upside up pentagram. Now, I used to be Wiccan, so I don't really care, and I don't have a particular preference about which way the point goes. I don't really care. But like, yeah, sometimes you get like bonus stuff from like jewelry stores on Etsy, like, and it's like, that's really sweet, but also like sometimes the things that they give you, I'm like, these things are very unrelated. But yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes places will sell like inverted crosses and like upside up ones, and I'm like, that's fine. That's fun and cool and fine. It's just, yeah, it's interesting that they're like, here, have like an upside up cross. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll just give it to a friend. That's fine. But yeah, so that's been really nice. I saw Susie from the Game Grumps is now a member of TST, which is super cool. Sorry, I have a real problem with chewing ice cubes. I need to stop, but I like the crunch. I love myself a good crunch. But yeah, it was really cool to see like Susie join. I wasn't surprised, because I didn't know she was, but seeing her at like TST headquarters in Salem a little while ago, I was like, I mean, you're witchy, so like that still follows. That doesn't prove anything, but still, thinking about that a little bit. And then, yeah, so she announced it recently, with just like a photo of her card and stuff. And I was like really excited. And then obviously this happens like all the time, but like without fail, the like anti-TST brigade were in her comments being like, did you know It's actually, TST's actually, alright. Even though, you know, they are protested by the alt-right all the time and, fight for reproductive, like, health care and have, like, their own abortion clinic. And, like, almost all of their ministers are minorities of some variety. Still, we're just gonna be like, meh. Hello, the horny DI. Hello, welcome in chat, welcome in chat. We're just talking about random stuff. But yeah, just the replies to people who are like new to TST or talking about joining TST or being in TST, and people are like, well, we heard a rumor that like TST's bad actually. And some of the people in the comments were like these like shit disturbers that are constantly like fundraising off of like how oppressed they are because when they got sued for doxing people, and they're like, oh no, we're the actual victims because we're queer, even though because we call ourselves queer satanic, even though we've talked about not actually being queer. Anyway, it's just like frustrating to see how much misinformation persists online, no matter how many times you debunk it and address concerns in like a considered, compassionate, open, transparent way. Like, it just keeps happening no matter what, because like this is the allegations involved are like 4 years old at this point, and have been debunked multiple times, and we've talked about them multiple times, and it's just like really frustrating to see people be like that have never interacted with TST stuff really just be like, yeah, but like Lucian's a bad person. It's like, yeah, so, and like the Pope seems dope, but that doesn't make Catholicism good. We all know that's not how things work. And like, yeah, it's just kind of annoying to see all the time, but I'll get over it, I'm sure, eventually. Mm-hmm. And then I've also been doing a lot of physiotherapy lately, which I'm really happy about. This is just gonna be a stream of updates because I haven't streamed in like 2 months. And look how big my muscles are. Look at those. Look how beefy I'm getting. Oh, the lighting is really flattering to me right now. That's really funny. But yeah, look how strong I am. Considering I couldn't use my arms like just over a year ago, like a year ago when I got out of surgery, I am really proud of how strong my arms have gotten. And oh, you love hearing about Peeps lives? That's good, that's good. I talk about myself a lot. Teach me your ways. Honestly, Alice, I could even hook you up. I think my trainer does remote lessons. And like is essentially an expert in EDS at this point because I am not their only client with EDS. I think I was their first, but yeah, we've gone through the things. But actually, Alice, so like the main thing we've been doing for arms is actually like muscle isolation stuff. So just like flexing the muscles in your back and then in your bicep and stuff, you just tense all the muscles in your arm and then you just like move them in increments like a clock, but you have to have like a lot of control and like stop them in very specific ways, and you just do like up and down and like in, and then you do it like with your biceps this way. And yeah, you do that, I guess, apparently for a year, and your arms get boofy. And Alice, you'll understand how impressive this is. I can't touch my shoulder blades behind my back anymore because I have too much muscle on my back. So like, I used to be able to like, I can't go further than that because there's muscles in the way. My back is less bendy now from doing flexibility classes, which is kind of ironic. I am so much less flexible than I used to be in like a really good, healthy way. Oh, and the other big thing that's been happening recently is my quads stick out further than my hips. You've been doing less PT than you should be? Yeah, I mean, me and my trainer only do like 45 minutes a week. So it's like more about being consistent than doing it. Because like when I had to do PT through the hospital the first time, they were like, do your like workouts 3 times a day every day with no rest days. I'm like, I can't do that. My body doesn't needs rest days and recovery days. But yeah, doing 45 minutes of like low impact, like almost no cardio, because you know, pods, cardio is not really a thing, but just body weight and like resistance stuff. Like the only stuff we use in class is like, I have like the little yoga blocks, just so that like when I'm bent over, I'm not like trying to hit, like if I can't reach the floor, I can't reach the floor. So I have something to lean on. And then we've added like resistance bands, just because like I've been training with them for like 5 years now. So I'm getting better at stuff, so we have to keep the resistance up and keep it difficult. But yeah, I've gained a lot of muscle weight too, which has been really funny. But yeah, my quads stick out, so like, though you can't really see it in sweatpants, but there's photos where like I'm standing and this is just like sticking out. It's just like big quad muscles. And like that too, like our quad stuff is just like leg lifts. We do a lot of those like laying down. So it's not like I'm doing a lot of like, I don't do squats. I don't think I've done a squat since like 2020, and I tried doing those during lockdown to keep myself active for like a month, and I was like, my knees hate this. We do like lunges, pigeon stretches, like a lot of hip mobility stuff. Yeah, they're effective and inexpensive, and like, they can actually make some stretches easier and some harder. So like I found it makes it easier to like do the leg lifts, but harder to put my leg back down. So like it kind of evens out the stretch, so it's not like super hard and then super easy and then super hard and super easy. It's sort of like makes it a little bit more consistent. The only time I found it's made things like really hard is we have like thick bands we put around our thighs to do like one leg glute raises. That hurts. That's not pleasant. And then we wrap them around our feet and do like straddle stretches, and then like try and walk our feet in and out, and I just can't. But she's also been really great at being like, okay, well, it doesn't matter if you can't move your leg, you're still engaging the muscle to try and make it move out. Like, it's the muscle engagement matters more than actually moving your leg. Or like me doing the leg raises, like I'm this beefy and I like can't, there's like a lot of stuff in class I still like, I can't do like the full reps, or like I can, but I can't lift my leg very high. Like I can only kind of get it to here. And then my trainer's got like up here, and I'm like, yeah, you're bendier than me because the muscle's in the way for me now. And again, I tend to bulk really easy in the biceps and the quads. I've always had like thick upper arms and thick upper legs. And like my wrists are always thin and tiny. My calves are not huge. And like I've had ridiculous abs. Oh, no worry, Lucy. I'm sorry that you have to deal with her though. But I'm glad you're back. But like I've always had really good core strength, because with EDS you kind of compensate for a lot of stuff with core. But oh my god, is my back so much better with like because like my abs have been good, but like the little muscles in the back have been awful. So like the stuff we've been doing has been really helping strengthen my back, and like all this arm isolation stuff, my shoulder doesn't dislocate every day like it used to, which is dope. And like my knees don't dislocate as much as they used to, my hips don't. Like they still do it, like they sublux every day, but I'm a lot more stable than I used to be, and I can handle things a lot better, which is nice. I still get tense, and I still do like RMT once a month to keep things, but you have an appointment to go to physio? Oh hell yeah. Physio like makes a huge difference, especially if you can get a physio program that works well for you. And I know, Lucy, like your main issue is like your knee. So like hopefully having some like exercises to strengthen the muscles around it to make it more stable, because that was like the main thing I went to PT for the first time through the hospital. And the only reason like that didn't work, like the stuff they were giving me was great. The issue was the lack of rest days, because it wasn't tailored to the fact that I, at the time, was working retail. So I was standing for 8 hours a day, and you can't really do physiotherapy while standing for 8 hours. You just can't. And it like wasn't giving me rest and recovery days, which I needed. And then also it was only targeting the really bad knee that I was there for, and not looking at the body holistically, because all of my joints suck. So I kind of needed to like strengthen my hip, so I'd put less weight on that knee, or strengthen my arms so that I could put more weight on my arm on my cane so I could take some of the weight off my leg, or like stand properly and like fix my back so I wasn't leaning weird and putting weird weight on my foot. It's just like a lot of interconnected issues when you have like systemic problems. But I'm really, really glad that like you're on the path to getting help. And like worst case scenario, even if the PT program isn't suited to you, just going and getting some like targeted exercises and then tailoring it yourself at home, or at least knowing what the problem is. Because I found that was really useful for the PT, because they taught me like why my knee was dislocating the way it was. Which was like super useful. I'm trying to think other stuff. I have a doctor's appointment on Friday that I'm very not excited for. Which, Alice, you'll understand why I'm not looking forward to. Well, like I am and I'm not. So I'm very heat intolerant because of my POTS, and it's getting worse every year because global warming. And my hope is to get on medication to help me with my heat intolerance and my POTS in the summer. Like this time of year, I'm fine. Fall, I'm fine. When it's in like a nice comfortable temperature, I'm fine. The issue is like when it gets really, really, really hot, like my heart rate will spike to 155 just from being outside for 5 minutes. And that's just me standing. I'm not like running or doing anything. So it makes like living my life really difficult. So, the thought is to get me on medication, and my doctor agreed, but wanted to figure out what specifically is triggering my POTS so that we can medicate it effectively and not give me medication that's gonna make me feel worse. But the problem is Toronto doesn't have any tilt table tests, so we can't just put me on a tilt table and figure out what triggers it and then send me home. Instead, what we have to do is try and trigger my POTS in her clinic, like in her office, and just like do it manually, which means we're going to purposefully trigger my POTS by having me like, yeah, I'm gonna be showing up. Hi, I saw it. Thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna be showing up to the appointment. We scheduled the day for when there still wouldn't be AC in the clinic, but it'd be as warm as possible outside. I'm supposed to show up in a sweater and be as hot and as uncomfortable as possible. And then we're gonna have me like lay down, stand up, lay down, stand up until I start fainting. Yeah, the POTS test. It's gonna be a bad time. I'm really not excited for it. Like, I'm excited for the answers. I'm not excited for how viscerally sick I'm going to feel. We're trying to make me as sick as possible on purpose. I might have to Uber home because I don't know if my heart's gonna like get back to baseline at the end of the appointment. Yeah, so like right now my plan is to not just wear a hoodie, but like my winter cloak and like a long sleeve shirt and warm pants and like thigh-high socks and just make myself as warm as possible so that like by the time I get there I feel like I'm dying. And yeah, it's gonna be horrible, but like, I mean, that's what I feel like every summer anyway. So if I can have one of those days on purpose, and then come home and have like a cold shower or something, or just like lay on the floor, to maybe not have like 20 of those days a month from now, I'm willing to do that. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot. And then like we've also done a bunch of, like I had to get my heart checked again. I have to have a gastroscope next week to double check my stomach again because it's been a couple years since the last time I had my stomach checked. I have to have blood tests to check my kidneys and a bunch of other stuff because I'm in my 30s now and EDS just does shit to you as you get older. So I'm really happy my doctor's proactive and making sure that I get these tests before I start having problems so that we can prevent things. Like if I'm starting to have metabolism problems, that we can check that before I give myself diabetes, because my mom has diabetes, so like type 2, that she got later in life around this age too. So like, you know, just trying to keep ahead of things, which is good. I'm just really not looking forward to it. Just because it's so uncomfortable, but like, it's fine. We are going to shoot together soon, which is really good. That's true, Lucy. So we're shooting Thursday. We're going to be shooting Makima and Power together, which is going to be really fun. I'm really excited. Thank you, Pine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the resub. I don't know why my alerts aren't working. They just aren't, but they just aren't. Let me see if I can fix it. Oh, the browser source is offline. I don't know why. I'm glad my joy is helpful. Yeah, I think it's just because like a lot of things have updated and I haven't updated my OBS in a while, so like I'll have to update that after stream, because I think that broke a lot of things. Your knee is in pain today, but that's chill because you're not doing anything today. I'm glad you get to chill today. Ooh, bed frame. New bed frames are always good. But yeah, I'm excited to shoot. I'm getting my hair updated tomorrow, so I won't have the long roots, which will be good. And oh yeah, Twitch changed some API stuff. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'll have to update because I haven't updated anything in a while. Every time it asks me, I'm like, I'm about to stream. I don't want everything to break. Hi, Snake Adams. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome in. But yeah, I gotta update things. Maybe we'll do that after stream, so then if it breaks everything, I have time to fix it before next stream. But yeah, I'm excited to shoot. And Lucy, remind me when I'm done stream to ask me. I have where we're shooting. So just remind me to tell you. And I'm so excited. And then I've got a bunch of other stuff I'm waiting for to do another shoot. And then we've got YetiCon. I'm excited for YetiCon. It's like the only convention I go to. It's so exciting. And Lucy and I are going. So if anyone's at YetiCon and sees me there, feel free to say hi. I'm always fine with like if fans see me in public saying hi. Just like, if you show up in my house, I'm gonna be an asshole. Don't ever show up in my house. Don't try and figure out where my house is. And like, if I'm on public transit, I might be a little bit squirrely at first if you come up to me, until like, if you tell me like, oh hey, I follow you on Twitch, you'll be fine. It's just I've been harassed on public transit enough times that I'm like, I'm not the most friendly when like random people come up to me. Like on transit specifically, or like if I'm like trying to go somewhere, if I'm like at a convention or at an event and you come up and say hi, that's totally fine. And also like if I'm walking somewhere and you stop me to say hi, that's fine. Just if at first I'm like stray cat, kind of like, who's talking to me and what's happening? It's not you, you're fine. I just have trauma, and too many people have done things to me that I'm like cautious at first, but like hi is always fine. Basically if I'm not wearing headphones and you say hi to me, you're probably fine. If I'm wearing headphones, I might be a little bit cautious at first. That's pretty much your main flag for that. But like at YetiCon, absolutely, if I'm at a convention or something, please say hi. And like I'm always down to take like photos of people too, so or like if you're in Toronto and you see me at Oasis, not that I go very often, but if you see me there, you can say hi. I do need to get out more though, to be honest. I really don't leave the house as much as I used to. But yeah. I hope you all have been good. How have your days been recently? How you been? Is any of my Canadian peeps do anything fun for the long weekend, or have any fun plans coming up for the spring and summer? You have been being. That is just such a mood. Also like Pine, like Salt and like all our people actually need to get like an in-person hangout sometime, because we just haven't like hung out in person in forever, and I miss it. You've been shit, but things seem to be looking up. I'm glad they're looking up, Lucy. Like, yeah, you've been going through a tough spot, but like I really hope things start looking up for you. You saw this cutie on Saturday and then you went to a show with your brother. I did know that. This cutie would be Steffi, right? Right? That's who you meant. You're also regrettably busy. Yeah, that's true. We could always just do like smaller get-togethers when like various people have time. Luckily, I am not busy. Like I'm busy, but like I can move things around or do things at the same time. Me silly? I know, I'm being a silly. Okay, I'm gonna clear the pre-rolls. You're not gonna miss anything. I'm just gonna get up and stretch for a second. So ads are gonna start in like 7 seconds. I'm gonna put BRB on again, and you won't miss anything if the BRB screen's up. Goodbye. And I'm back. Yes, 8 a.m. sounds like a nightmare. Sorry, my ad manager was like, ad starting soon, that entire time. And I was like, I gotta refresh and figure out what the hell is happening. Math at 8 a.m. is just, I'm the rare math gay, and like, I don't want to do that. Make sure she remembers she's been wanting to really figure out exercise a lot lately. That makes a lot of sense. Like, finding out physical activity that's going to help rather than hurt with EDS is like really complicated. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It took me a long time to find out what like I can do that would like make my body function to the best of its ability rather than me injuring myself constantly, you know? But I'm glad I finally figured it out though, and I can pass that information on to other people. And that's like essentially how EDS works, is you figure some shit out with help of other people with EDS, and then you add your own little bit of discovery from there, and then you just pass that on to the next generation who figure out another new little thing, and then they pass that on. Because I only ever got diagnosed, I think, because some other like models with Suicide Girls like helped me figure it out, which is nice. You need a new doctor? Yeah. So many people I know are having that problem too, where like just doctors in the city are awful, or they're great and aren't taking new patients because they're already full. That's like the only thing that happens. She's so far and I hate her. Oh, nice double whammy there. Like another friend of mine recently had to fire their doctor and then find a new one. She's so ableist. Oh, that's always what you want in a doctor, right? There's someone that treats you like shit because you're sick. So helpful. Yeah. My first doctor was a shit. I hated him. My new one's great. My doctor where I used to live had a conflict of interest and still had to practice somehow. That's so fucked up. I mean, awesome, yeah, totally awesome. I have to drive an hour for even basic care that understands my situation. It's terrible. Yeah, I mean, that's part of why I can't leave Toronto. Like, I can't move anywhere. Like, I've had friends who have been like, oh, like, why don't you move, like, somewhere rural where things are more, like, housing is a little bit more affordable, or, like I can't move to another country because disabled people can't immigrate anywhere. And I can't even move around, even Ontario. Rural southern US, oh my god, yeah. But like I grew up rural Ontario, and it was like to get, the only place where people understand rare stuff like EDS is in Toronto. So like, and I mean, Toronto is an hour from Toronto. So like, I legitimately, if I moved back to my hometown, I would be several hours drive from actual help. So like, I can't go anywhere. So yeah, I totally feel you on that. And at least here I don't have to pay for it, you know? And you also have goldfish. Goldfish are so good. Gotta keep my sodium. I drank up so much water, so I'm like, salt. I need salt. Salt, where are you? Where'd you go? Did you get your bed frame yet? They're so good. It's just cheese and salt. Hello, hi salt. I had to make the joke. I'm trying to hear back from your neighbors. What, you can't hear them through the wall? I'm being shit. I want to do a big long stream today, but can't until you hear from them. Yeah. Yeah. There are 2 floor downs and not the shitty neighbors. Oh, I see. You two are the bread in a shitty neighbor sandwich. But yeah, I'm probably gonna raid into you once you start. So I guess the community can just hang here until then. But yeah, I'm going to a queer event tonight, potentially. I think that's the plan. Because Steph and my boss are both going, and I'm like, I haven't been. Tailgating salt stream at Azura's. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna tailgate. Sapphic is tonight. So, and apparently since the pandemic, it's gotten like really like trans positive and stuff. So there's like a lot of trans dudes there. So it's like super nice and inclusive. So I'm probably gonna chill, like assuming your stream starts by like 4, is like maybe chill in your stream for like an hour when you're doing your chat setup stuff and then head out. And Lucy, you're totally welcome to come. I think you have to get tickets. Can't remember how much it is. But like, you're totally welcome to come and like sit by the pool. Four is the target time? Yeah. Oh yeah, like, I miss RV nights too. Those were that is a time in my life that I will mourn forever. That's like, I think, as much as my life at the time sucked ass, like, that little social dynamic we had back then was the fucking best. I think that's why, like, I miss, especially in-person stuff, because we've had, like, Discord hangouts and, like, our online stuff, but, like, I really miss just, like, either chilling in the pool, going for, like, pancakes at stupid in the morning. And, like, we're all in our 30s now. I don't think we could really fully do, like, partying like we used to. But my God, what I wouldn't give for us to just have, like, in like this spring, summer, fall, like when it's nice out, just doing like beach days or park hangouts and just like sit in the grass and just fucking chill. Like that's kind of what I miss, is just us chilling and just like hanging out, laying around, being comfy. That would be fantastic, yeah. And the good thing is, us hanging in a park, it's like a lot more accessible because it's free, and there's less worrying about the specific venue, you know? About to get a ticket. You are coming? Yeah, I should get my ticket. Because Steph is definitely going. The tickets are through Oasis, I'm assuming. Nom nom. Sick. Yeah, I'll get mine. Nom. Yeah, $30 isn't too bad. Nom. Nom. Sorry, Oasis got mad at my fucking ad blocker. Okay, there we go. I now have ticket. So I'll be there at some point. I can message you when I'm like getting ready to head out, or like you can like meet me here, I guess, if we want to head down together. We'll do. Nom. Really nice to be in the pool. I also just don't know what to wear because I haven't like gone to a social event in a million years. You can't be in the pool? Oh yeah. Well, we can hang by the pool. An IRL community is so surreal, those exist. Yeah. Less so lately. You can go in for maybe a minute. I mean, you can also put like your legs in as long as you're not full in. Yeah, I wouldn't chance it just because, you know, safety. But your little leggies can go in. Leggies! But yeah, the IRL community that I have is mainly either work or like people I had an IRL community with before, like before Twitter was a thing. Because yeah, Salt and I met 2012, 2013. Like maybe even before that. I can't remember. We were in our early 20s. Yeah, I kind of like miss knowing people in person, especially because like in-person communities are so much less drama. Not no drama, mind, just less. Or at least it's restricted in scale. Because there's only that many, like so many people that can know each other in person. Oh yeah, I think my sound alerts are broken right now, Lucy. Because I have not updated things in a while. Yeah, I sorry. Dude! Thank you, Lucy. I heard it in my brain. But yeah, online community has been like really helpful and important to me for like ever. Cause I mean, I never would have gotten diagnosed with EDS without online community. Like I wouldn't, a lot of my gender stuff I wouldn't have figured out without a lot of online community stuff. Like in-person stuff helps because like I have a lot of queer friends in person, but there's like a lot of things that like I wouldn't be as educated on, like racism and ableism and intersectionality and stuff, if I didn't have like online communities. But man, is it nice having people in person to rely on that are like there for you. I'm glad I could help, Lucy. Best friends. But yeah, no, I love nothing more than like helping people. I don't know. It's hard to see people suffering with shit that you've suffered with before and then not help. And like, I feel like most people have that urge to like help others and are like inherently compassionate. I just think modern society, especially like capitalism or whatever weird system we fucking have right now, is killing that in people. But like, I don't think I've met very many people who genuinely are malicious all the time, and that's like how they are. And those few people are usually also like very traumatized people. You know? And I like critiquing that, like, I don't know, not to get satanic about it, but like that idea that people are inherently flawed and inherently sinful and that we have to ask for forgiveness or fight this inherently evil nature. I feel like people are inherently good. The system rewards selfishness and cruelty. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sinners are great. But like, we get this like crab in a bucket mentality where if you see someone succeed, you have to pull them down because you're afraid of them like stepping on you to get out. But like, to me, revenge isn't getting up to the top of the ladder to join the group of oppressors and amalgamating into that group. It's bringing an army up the ladder with me to abolish that entire system, you know? To get rid of the need for a ladder. You know, like, I just don't think it makes sense to have like that system at all. And it's better revenge for me to not to succeed in that system, but to succeed at destroying that system. Like, why would I want to follow the rules of a system that's that shitty to me, you know? Fuck that. You can build ladders to get over a wall, yeah. Or you can just destroy the wall. And like, the wall's there, so we kind of need to get there, but like, I can't destroy the system that built that wall by climbing up on my own and kicking everybody else down. Like, it's by building more ladders so more of us can go up at a time, you know? I don't need to be the only person. And like, that's a slower way to succeed in life. Like, absolutely, the like selfish assholes usually succeed faster, but then they get there and they're alone, or if something goes wrong, they're alone and there's no one there to support them. You get more stable, you get more stable success when you do it together. It's slower, but it's way more rewarding. And you're able to handle the ups and downs together in a way that like you can't alone. And especially because we're inherently social creatures, like it takes a lot of natural system or of enforced systems to try and make unnatural things seem natural, right? Like, most people want homeless people to have somewhere to sleep, right? And it takes a lot of effort to demonize homeless people and to scrape them off the street and to make it seem like it's in our best interest to punish them rather than giving them support, right? It takes a lot of propaganda and effort to be like, yeah, I know you want to help the homeless people, but you know, you help them by, like, they chose this, so they have to choose not to, or whatever the fuck. Like, if it was natural in us to be shitty to people, propaganda wouldn't need to exist, right? Like, it wouldn't need to be so pervasive. If humans were naturally shitty, we wouldn't have so many fucking, like, there's so many rules we just wouldn't need, right? Like, yeah, we have rules against, like, murder and abuse and stuff, and, like, that does happen, but, like, God, the amount that, like, it's not allowed as, like, a worker to just take stuff that your job is going to throw it anyway and give it to homeless people, and it's not, you're not allowed to eat stuff yourself if you're starving at work, and like, yeah, I hate that shit. That's just the worst. Like, stuff that's going to be thrown out and being required by your job to destroy it so that people can't even dumpster dive. Like, I hate that, because it's, everyone sees, like, when they work food service, and I've worked a lot of food service jobs, everyone I've ever worked with at one of those jobs sees the shit you have to throw out at the end of the night. And it's not even malicious. Like, you know, food waste happens. Like, you work in a movie theater, you think, you know, you pop some stuff, there's a little bit left in the machine. That happens. Or, you know, you don't sell every slice of pizza, there's like a couple left. That happens. Like, you're not always going to sell exactly the same number of slices as there are in a whole pizza. So sometimes you'll have, like, some left. That's normal, that happens. But why do I have to destroy it so no one can have it, right? Why can't it just be given to people who need it? What, because corporate profits, I guess? Like, but like, if capitalism wasn't set up the way it was, people wouldn't, like, act that way. And even I feel like some corporations, because they're, I believe, legally required to maximize profits for shareholders, like, even companies do things I don't think they otherwise would, because they're forced to focus on unending, unrelenting growth at any cost, rather than just being like happy being stable, you know? We're making a consistent profit of however much a year, and it's stable. So why don't we just sit here and do that? No, instead you have to make record profits every year. Otherwise, you're failing your duty to your shareholders. Yeah, it's all about greed. It's completely fucked up. And, like, everyone knows this. A publicly traded company that has shareholders is beholden to them, and they generally demand profits. Yeah, they want a return on their investment. And, like, this is stuff that I don't think people generally would do if there wasn't a system forcing them to do it, right? I don't even think, like, most people in the 1% would do that if they had other options, right? If they didn't have to. Also, keeping in mind that technically the 1% is anyone making over $200,000 a year. Like, if you make $200,000 a year, you are actually in the 1%. Not because that's wealthy, but because everyone is so fucking poor. It's wild because most companies that claim a loss aren't actually losing profits. They just gained less profits than projected, and that difference is perceived a loss. Yeah, that shit's ridiculous. Which is why every time that, like, Galen Weston says, like, oh, they operated a loss, so they're not actually getting, like, even though they're getting record profits, but, like, they're operating at a loss, so, like, they can't do anything about, like, greed stuff. It's like, fuck off. We all know. You all know what you're doing. This is not, like, a secret, but they just phrase it in really weird ways, or they'll operate some things at a loss in order to make bigger profits elsewhere. It's so irritating. Also, yes, party hat time. Yeah, the party hat, I don't know what it's doing, but yes, it's time. It's time for the anniversary. Oh my god, my brain. Our reliance on investment is very bad for us individually and as a society. Yes. High note, welcome in. They can do something about it, they just choose not to. Yeah. And then again, like, the way that profits work is that it, like, fucks everything. Like, there are some publicly traded companies that even if they wanted to fix things, they can't. The issue comes when those companies then lobby government to stop regulations that would fix that problem so that they don't have to do exponential growth for their shareholders to kind of, or to, like, increase minimum wage or tie minimum wage to CEO pay so that you can never make 500 times your poorest workers as a CEO, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are you laying off people while the CEO gets a bonus? If you need to lay people off, the CEO failed at their job and shouldn't get a bonus, quite honestly. But yeah, like, a lot of this stuff is systems and not really people. And the only way that, like, people are responsible for it is us not, some of it's not our fault because we're not educated on stuff. Or even let minimum wage to inflation or median local rent. Yeah, exactly. CEO GPT, yes. Replace the expensive part. Yeah, we need fucking chatbots to replace, like, middle managers or, like, actual dangerous jobs, not actually replace art and creativity, which is the thing that actually brings humans joy. And that's how I know people who make these, like, chatbots have, it's just the NFT crypto bros all over again of there wasn't a problem. We didn't need to make art accessible to the masses because it already was. The fucking homeless people do art. They have access to cardboard and markers. You could do art. There's no world where art is not accessible. Everyone can do it. Like, I can't really draw, so I do modeling, or like Salt does music. Like, art is already accessible. We've been doing it the entire existence of our species. We don't need an AI to make art for us. Like, it's the same thing of like, we didn't need to revolutionize finances by making it fucking, I just infuriates me. The programmers at my company got afraid about AI coding until it was explained that the customer would need to state what they want exactly, which has been shown in the last 50 or so years to be impossible. Yeah, you need to understand things enough to ask the right question to get the answer that you want. And like, search engines kind of work similarly, where you kind of need to know enough to ask the question to get the answer, and then also have enough knowledge of the thing to have the skill to be able to figure out when something's lying or incorrect. Like, if I do a Google search, I can see like, okay, well, this is by like Fox News. So a Fox News article about trans stuff, I'm not gonna trust it, right? Yeah, art is accessible. It's a skill you can learn. You just need to do the work. And even then, like you need to do work to make art that is like financially, like commercially viable to sell or whatever. But there is nothing wrong with making bad looking art for yourself, right? It's hard to make art that reflects what's in your head. It takes a lot of skill to make art that and also depends on the medium, because like, you don't really necessarily need training to sing. No one is doing what our company does, and the clients need to know that. Our team is making good inroads. Oh my god. I can sell my code as abstract art. And like, honestly, anything that requires creativity is an art. Like, even medical diagnostics is in some ways like an art. You need to like understand, like it's more than just being like, oh, you have this. Like, being able to understand the intricacies of things takes a level of like creative thought. Yeah, AI is great at certain things and bad at other things. I have an ad starting in 8 seconds, so I'm gonna again get up and stretch. I really need to maybe edit this to like once an hour, but yeah, you're not missing anything if my BRB screen is up. I also need to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. I am back. Ad break seems to be over. Just going back through chat and seeing everything I missed. But yeah, AI should be a good thing. It should be making our lives easier, but it requires a system that doesn't require labor for the ability to live. Yep, exactly. And it also requires like respecting what humans are good at and like trying to make people happier and safer, but that's not what it's about. Someday there'll be two things, CEO and AI. CEO makes money, AI does work. The rest of the world is allowed to clap and starve. Yes. Welcome back, Alice. Yeah, meandering conversation, that is true. You've been having the same feelings about AI as you have about voice-activated assistants. These are great things that can make people's lives so much easier, but they're controlled by evil capitalists and it's infuriating. Yeah, like the thing is with like AI homes is like, it's such a great accessibility tool to be like, oh, well, I don't have to type things. I can just say what I want. So like if I can't type or whatever, but I can still get the answers. Or like having voice activated smart homes is like a really great accessibility tool. But unfortunately, we live in a world where one of the most valuable commodities is, other than labor, is like personal information that they can sell to companies to give you targeted ads. So like, yeah, information. Or you can't get up and you can still turn on the lights, but capitalism, yeah, exactly. But like, violating privacy is like a huge business. And it's to the point now where like, a lot of people don't know this, but like, a lot of the like, oh, think of the children, we need to age verify for not just people who are producing porn, because that's been a thing for forever. I do not mind, like, so as an adult creator, right? What used to be the gold standard for the longest time is Section 2257 of the American Criminal Code required that you have like model release forms with age verification and photos of your ID as a producer on hand should any authority ask you for proof that everyone in the film consented and is of age. And that was all hosted on paper, like in a bucket in your house or whatever, right? And then it moved to, okay, well now the websites that you upload it to need to host performer information so that the website can at all times verify that you're consenting and over 18, which kind of reasonable, except for that there's massive privacy implications to that, where a lot of sex workers can't cross borders because this information ends up in the hands of like border patrol and stuff. Even if our job is legal and we don't need a worker's visa because we're just going to the country for vacation, we're treated like we're always working. We can be banned from a country for not violating any laws in that country or in the country we're leaving because of what we're doing. So like there's huge privacy implications of our legal names, photos of our faces, and our IDs being on every website. Then it went to, oh, not only does it need to be like your account has like a model release form attached to it, then it moved to, oh, we need to biometrically scan your entire face, make a 3D model of you so that every single photo of you or video of you on this website can be matched to that scan to make sure you're actually the one in the photo. And that needs to be scanned every single time by AI constantly, which has resulted in like people getting their accounts frozen because they wore really elaborate makeup or a wig, or there's a reflection of themselves on the floor, or a painting in the background confuses the AI, so your like account gets locked because, I mean, like, where that painting isn't me. That's just a painting of a like a magician or whatever. Or like this weird amalgamation of Markiplier and Ethan are not me, right? But I don't need their consent for a poster of them to be in the background because I'm not making them do anything. They consented to that poster and now that poster exists. And if I'm in front of it, I don't need their permission to have their poster on my wall. That they already gave me permission for that, right? So like, it got to that point, and now it's like, okay, and all these biometric scans, by the way, are done by third parties. They're not done by the platforms that host them. So like, there's a 3D scan of my face owned by some random third party company, so that I can upload my work to OnlyFans. I don't have a choice about that if I want to still use OnlyFans and make a living, right? So it's not like, and I think Patreon and Fansly also do this, and they're separate companies for all of them. So there's all of these 3D scans of my face that they have the rights to, that they can potentially sell and make things out of, which is, I love that. But now they want for a user to look at my content that they need to have their legal name and photo ID. Not just using a credit card with a legal name, which essentially proves you're over 18, because how the fuck do you get a credit card as a minor? But like now you need to prove that you're above 18, and then not just to see like, you know, OnlyFans stuff, but to see shit on Twitter, depending on what country you live in, because Germany has been arresting people for having Twitter accounts. Like, I'm not kidding you. And then, you know, that's gonna get into biometric scanning to prove that you're constantly that all this information can be sold, and people don't think about the privacy implications. The state of content moderation on the internet and how big companies treat it is fucked. Yeah, it really is. Cause like, so like I can't be on Instagram because I'm a sex worker, even if nothing I'm posting on Instagram violates their terms of service, but just because we just don't like adult. It's sensitive content, and we gotta make sure minors don't see your chest that doesn't even have titties on it anymore. But all those people posting like Trump shit and hateful bigotry, they're fine. Like, I've seen some horrific shit on social media, and like I'll report it and it doesn't even get taken down. Like, I reported someone on Twitter the other day for like violent misogyny, and there is actually no real way to report sexism on Twitter, because it gets lumped under gender identity, because it's not a disability, it's not an illness, it's very weird. Or the stolen, oh my god, the stolen stuff. Known in Germany, people got arrested because of the shit they posted. It's unlawful over here to insult or threaten people. There was a try to get likes and retweets into that, but I think that was struck down. Yes, but there's also a thing in Germany where people on Twitter are getting arrested for posting not threats or insults, but posting adult content on Twitter, because it violates a law about how there has to be strong age gating on a website before you can post adult content, and Twitter does not. So adult content creators are being arrested for having Twitter accounts that do promos and link to their OnlyFans or whatever, which is fucked up, because, you know, it's not them being like, hey, you allow adult content on your website, you need to add some way of age gating it. And again, these companies are all being pushed, or these countries are being pushed not by like reasonable, like, oh hey, like maybe like minors shouldn't just like honestly, you shouldn't be on the internet. If you're so young that seeing a boob is gonna traumatize you for life, you shouldn't be on the internet. Can I have a source for that? I've never heard of that, and I'm active in pretty left-leaning forums. Yeah, the problem is left-leaning forums are also whorephobic. Let me look it up. Because like left-leaning forums, I've genuinely seen like trans activists that I otherwise really respect on trans issues say some horrifically transphobic stuff of just, well, not like horrifically transphobic, but just like treat sex workers as collateral damage, like acceptable collateral damage to fighting Twitter or whatever the fuck. Sorry, I'm trying to find the link to the, because there's a reporter I follow from XBiz who posts a lot of this stuff. He has a lot of really good articles on it. Doop, doop, doop. That'd be fun for the forums. Yeah. Acceptable collateral damage is an insane term to use when said damages people's lives. Yeah, but how often has like that been a thing in general? Let me see. I'm assuming I can post links on my thing. Yeah, there you go. So that's like a good spot to start. Note. But yeah. Yeah, it's like a lot of like religious folks have like been pushing this stuff for the longest time. It's surveillance fascism in service of white Christian hegemony and white Christian nationalism. But like and it's not just Germany. Like France is trying to do this. The UK has been trying to do this. It's been proposed here in Canada as well, and like Canada's had its own fucking shit with adult creators because Pornhub's based here, so there's been like a lot of anti-adult industry stuff. And it's the thing that's the most frustrating is because adult has always been more scrutinized, our content moderation is leagues better than any other user uploaded sites. You can't go to an online bra shop on your school's Wi-Fi despite the fact there's literal lingerie construction class. Yeah. Well, and the thing is like, yeah, the shit we go through on the daily is wild. But the thing is also like, okay, yeah, you can't look at like bra stuff while you're literally at school to make bras. But like the implications that people often don't get, like specifically this one trans activist who by the way, I respect and I love her content, but like is like, oh yeah, we like losing Twitter would be bad for me because I lose a way to refer people to my Substack. Not understanding that pushing the Apple App Store to like force shit on Twitter will push adult off. Like she doesn't understand we have nowhere else to go. A college where all adults. Yeah, like, or like I've known people who've gotten in shit for looking at porn at not even in class, just on college Wi-Fi, and it's like what? Like, everyone at a college is over 18 or will be in a month. So, but yeah, so what was it? What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, so you know how there's been this huge push lately calling trans people existing groomers and overtly sexual, and that just being a drag queen is sexually explicit and children shouldn't be allowed to see drag queens just existing. That like drag queen story times is sexually explicit even though they're just sitting there in dresses reading fucking picture books. So if you have to give your ID to a random third-party company that can be hacked or accessed by government authorities without warrants, right? In order to see adult content, and we're including as adult content, just you looking up buying a binder or a packer or gender affirming care or just like any content that includes trans people, right? Like, we all understand this implication that when like Florida is like, hey, we've introduced the death penalty for sexual abusers of minors, and also we're going to define trans people as just existing around minors as sexual harassment of minors or sexual abuse of minors, we can make that logical leap that like, oh, that's going to lead to, if we're going to consider trans people sexual by like inherently, then this other law then applies to them, right? But no one outside of sex workers thinks about that with trans people, is that like, and like adult stuff, is that if you need government ID on a database in order to look at queer content during an anti-queer genocide, like, how do we think that's gonna go in like we've had how many anti-trans laws written in the last 6 months to a year? Something like 400 in the last year. It's been like amping up just in the US, and it's getting bad here in Canada too. Like, there's been stuff in New Brunswick, Alberta, here in Ontario, like not just protests but like proposed laws or changes at school boards, and again, not just the Catholic school boards, the public ones too. So like, this is what the government's doing, and we want to let them have a database of anyone who looks at obscenity. Like, we want to go back to obscenity laws. Like, people in Canada used to get arrested for looking at gay magazines. I think U of T has an entire like exhibit on obscenity law in Canada, and like what it took to get past that. And people still actually get arrested for buying like doujin and like hentai magazines. So like, that's fun. But we want like a online hackable database, and also with people who are claiming that all men who look at porn are abusive to women. Like, yeah, like, we want like a whole list of these people who might get attacked or harmed or fired from their jobs for doing self-pleasure. Yeah, anything that results in a registry of a minority group is bad. It's real bad. Yeah, so like, I don't think people have thought through the ultimate implications. They just think, oh yeah, think of the children. Yeah, children shouldn't be looking at hardcore porn. That's, I mean, obviously, no one would disagree with that. I don't think like a 6-year-old should be on Pornhub in any capacity. Like, obviously. But also, I think treating 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds the same as we treat 6-year-olds is weird. Like, acting like it's some sort of epidemic of moral depravity that 15-year-olds occasionally see adult content. It's like, I was watching porn when I was 13 and 14. It's fine. I've talked to my dad about this. He had a stack of Playboy magazines when he was like 13, 14. It's very normal. Like, post-pubescent, like obviously you shouldn't really be on adult websites, but if you see stuff, you're either gonna be not interested and look away, or you're gonna be interested and look at it. Like, I don't really think it helps anybody to completely and also, like, so many kids only realize they're being sexually abused by looking up adult content or adult adjacent content where they see like, oh, this is not, like, adults aren't supposed to treat children like this. They don't know that until someone fucking tells them. And as someone who's survived child abuse, like, you don't know it's abuse until someone tells you it's not normal. You don't realize. People who say think of the children need to stay away from children, yeah, honestly, or at least a lot of them. If your default reaction in every scenario, like if your immediate thing when you think of porn is to think of kids, don't be around kids. Because you know what I think of when I think of porn? Porn. Like, children do not come up in my brain. If I'm thinking about porn, I start thinking of like BDSM and then also like a bunch of my friends because I hang out with adult people. I don't really think of children when I look at boobs. Like, I just don't. It's the sex offender registry all over again. Everyone thinks it's exclusively for the bad people when you can end up on there for streaking, and it says nowhere on it what you were convicted of, so everyone thinks you did the worst possible thing they can imagine. Yeah, you can end up on the sex offender registry for being a homeless person who had to pee in public because you're flashing people. And it's like, yeah, I guess technically, but like, I've lived in a city long enough. Or I even remember being like, when I first moved to Toronto, I was 17, and you'd see a homeless person peeing in an alley, and you're like, you just politely look away. Or you're out late drinking when you're like 19, 20, and you gotta pee in a bush. It happens sometimes because last call's at 2 in the morning. There's not really anywhere to go if you're walking home and you're like, oh, it's 3 in the morning, I have to pee. You pee in a bush. That's what happens because we don't have 24/7 public access toilets. And you can end up on the sex offender registry for peeing in public because you have nowhere else to go. Considering also in the US, now as a trans person, there's no public bathrooms you're allowed to use, and you're gonna have to pee in public a lot. Now you're fucked. Or like, I believe you can end up on the sex offender registry for having lewd photos of yourself as a minor, having lewd photos of your partner if you're both, even if you're both minors, if one of you is. But like, I've known people who've gotten in shit, or not personally, but like I've seen news articles of people who've gotten in shit for being like 16, 17 and having a naked photo of their 16, 17-year-old partner, where they're allowed, because of like age of consent laws and Juliet laws and stuff, they're allowed to have sex with each other, but they can't take photos of it without ending up on the sex offender registry. And that's like consensual. It's not like it's being shared around. Or like, I mean, I know of people who, minors who have been not taught healthy boundaries have sent them lewd photos, completely unsolicited, and had to like delete and ban and block this a person and be like, I literally will become a felon because of something I didn't consent to. And like, I don't think I've ever had a minor do it, but I get unsolicited dick pics all the time. And like, I don't really check to see how old they are. I just ignore it or delete it or whatever. Which is like, it's not like anyone's, like, you can end up on this registry for not doing anything that if you explained it to people, they'd be like, yeah, that's fine. They wouldn't think that would be the reason you'd be on the registry. Instead, they think like, oh, you committed violent sexual assault. And it's like, that's not always how that works. And yeah, ACAB. When you had your underage news posted to Tumblr, the person who did it got off scot-free. Yeah. And like, that's the thing, is these systems are used to perpetuate power, not actually hold people accountable. Like, I've had situations where like, I mean, I know better now. I probably would never call the cops again, but like I've called the cops for things. And they've been completely useless in like various situations. Like even when the individual cops involved are really compassionate and kind, like when I've been a victim, they're still useless. Like nothing happens. And yeah, they re-traumatize you even when they're trying not to, honestly. Considering the stats about assault is probably almost never someone that's committed violent assault. Yeah. People don't really get arrested for that to then get put on the registry. It's like other shit. It's just, it's so upsetting to me that like so many people have heard like rad femme talking points or white supremacist talking points laundered through the language of progressivism and then they're used to just looking at like right language and not understanding it of implications. Like I would rather a person not have the right language to talk about my gender, but respect my gender, than someone who has all the right language who doesn't actually respect my gender, right? You can call me they, them till the cows come home, but like, I can tell how you're talking about me and what the implications are. Like, I've heard very liberal sounding people say very upsetting implications about whether or not I should be allowed to do sports or whatever the fuck, versus like hillbilly rednecks who have no ability to speak in progressive jargon that say things that sound upsetting, but like in trying to articulate that they think I should be able to use the bathroom that fits my identity, or they don't really care about like I should have bodily autonomy, so they don't really care what I should do. You've only watched cops escalate situations in the last 5 months of taking transit. Yeah. And like I got assaulted on the on the TTC a little bit ago, and I specifically declined waiting around to talk to the police because I only knew they were gonna make it worse. Yeah. I have another minute and a half ad. I'm probably just going to stay talking for this one. If y'all are getting ads and you can't hear me, just let me know. But yeah, every 30 minutes is a lot. A lot of breaks, and I've stretched a bunch. It is, yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think Salt does it every hour, but I try not to have pre-rolls because I know a lot of y'all aren't subbed. And I try and avoid pre-rolls because I don't want y'all to miss stuff, but I also like... It's a lot. It's a lot. I might have to just accept that we're gonna have pre-rolls every once in a while. When I'm about to head off, let me know because I'll do my makeup and head down to you. Yeah, probably what I'm gonna do is once Kenny goes live, I'll raid him and then start getting ready. So once I raid out, that'll probably be your best cue to start heading down. I think that's the goal. Oh god, my body hurts real bad. But yeah, I'm real excited to I don't know, just fucking go out and see people because I need to be around people and not on the internet. Like, Twitter's obviously like really important for my job. And like, I like community and communication online. I like how much I learn through being on social media. But it's not great to be on it very often. I've gotten really aggressive with unfollowing people who post upsetting shit constantly. Like, if you post a thread and it makes me feel bad, I'm just gonna unfollow you. Especially if it's not someone like I know in person that I can talk to about it, or like I understand where it's coming from. Like, if it's just some random ass stranger I'm following for activism and you post some shit that makes me angry, yeah, I'm just gonna unfollow you. Like, I'm on Twitter mainly to learn about intersectionality, and get better at that. Because, you know, I know a lot, but you're still always learning. And then to, like, engage with sex work community and satanic community. So, like, beyond that, I just don't want to be on fucking Twitter. So, like, being away from my computer is nice, and being around people who are fucking reasonable is nice. And man, let me just tell you, blocking people judiciously, oh, it makes being online so much better. A liberal blocker, yeah. Well, see, I am a progressive blocker. I got hate mobbed by Gamergate back in the day, so between that and then I also I block botted like that entire movement. I did similar things to a bunch of TERFs and SWERFs, which are the same people, honestly. And then I've been, like, there have been times where, like, if I see something that, like, pisses me off, I'll just block the person. I don't do that with sex workers who piss me off unless they, like, really piss me off. If I've blocked a local sex worker, they have done some heinous shit. Yeah, muting is for friends I need space from. I mute people who, like, because I don't want to block sex workers entirely locally if they need, like, reference checks or, like, safety stuff. I want them to still be able to DM me if they need to. If I've blocked a local sex worker, they've either doxed someone or harassed someone. I mute people who annoy me, that I otherwise like. I also turn off retweets for people a lot, where, like, I like your content, but you retweet the stupidest bullshit, so I'm just gonna turn that off, or you retweet too much. But yeah, like, I block anyone who says anything remotely bigoted. No, I don't. Like, I don't really need to educate people if they're gonna be like that. Like, I'm not here for, my skill is not educating hateful people. It's finding progressive people and making them think deeper about intersectional issues. That's where I thrive. If people are bigots, like, straight up just, like, don't think I'm a person, I don't have the tolerance for that anymore. Like, I tried that shit when I was younger, and I'm not good at finding when it's not productive anymore, so I just don't bother at all anymore. I think the thing that triggered that for me mainly was there was a SWERF who was, like, concern trolling, but, like, kind of listening. And I engaged her in, like, a conversation on Twitter, and then she stalked me to Instagram and my Facebook and just was nonstop DMing me, asking me, like, questions and things. But like, she never seemed to actually, like, learn or listen. She was just, like, wasting my time and frustrating me. Know your limit, tweet within it. Yeah, exactly. Block companies all the time for peace of mind. Yeah. For a while I was blocking anyone who advertised to me, but it's actually gotten to the point where now instead of seeing, like, ads for Doritos or McDonald's, I'm seeing ads for, like, crypto. I block crypto people like crazy. The minute you're into, like, crypto, I'm like, no, I don't need to see your shit, because you especially if you're into crypto now, you don't care about the environment, you don't care about, like, artists. Your ex, yeah, your ex, I haven't blocked him yet just because I think it's funny, the idea that eventually sometime he'll notice that I removed him as a follower. Oh, small people's promo tweets are great sometimes. My least favorite thing is the ads and replies now. That's really annoying, but, you know, whatever. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I can't believe I've been streaming for like 2.5 hours already. The Twitter equivalent of listen to my mixtape? Yeah. I don't mind, like, small people. I like supporting like artists, and I like to retweet people that like I think make like really good art or have something like important. I saw a really funny news article. Started cleaning my place, and holy shit, is it starting to feel like a home. Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, decorating makes a huge difference. Like when this place was all just white walls, it felt like really barren and like just like a place I was. Whereas like when I started putting posters on the wall, and I have like a shelf up with all my stuffies hanging from it in a little net. Like it feels so much nicer to just be surrounded by stuff. Like, I'm not a maximalist, but I'm not a minimalist either. I like having like things put away and being organized, but like, God, I like having my like shit everywhere. Oh, and I guess since it's Victoria Day, I should do a Victoria update. She's annoying. She hasn't eaten in a month. She's now on, I tried to feed her for her birthday at the start of the month and she wouldn't eat. I tried to feed her the other day, she wouldn't eat. So she's on a food strike. Ball pythons do that. She's fine. They just occasionally decide they're not gonna eat for a bit. So like I'll give her another couple weeks and then try again. We'll see. We'll see. But she's been more active lately, so like maybe I was overfeeding her, I'm not sure. Sneck is cranky, yeah. Scooter 8 is being his sassy self, that's awesome. But yeah, the little noodle has been like healthy, moving around, drinking water, she's been fine. She just hasn't wanted to eat. And considering normally for the longest time she's been very good about eating, and just recently she's getting harder and harder to feed until now we're at this month where she's just won't. Like, I feel like she's been getting to the point where she's wanted to stop. I also downsized her food, so then when we go back to feeding her, it'll be a little bit less. Cause she's fully grown now. She doesn't need as much calories to fuel growth, cause she's fine. She's not underweight. I know what it looks like when a snake's underweight. I'll be able to notice, so she'll be fine. Also, I gave her a new plant. I'm not sure if you can tell. Right there is a potato, a giant sweet potato. To give her a little bit more cover, and she's liked it. When I first put it in there, she was uncomfortable with it because she'd never seen a potato before. She's only been outside a handful of times, so she's not fully sure what plants are. So I put it in there. And she was just like looking at it being like, what? She wouldn't touch it. She was just curious, and then decided she was done with it and went back in her hide. And then I put it in the corner. So it's like kind of not between her and her water bowl and stuff. And like, it's a good spot for it. And she's been fine with it. She hasn't minded it at all. The potato's growing really well. So hopefully it gives her some good greenery to hide behind. Potato, boil them, mash them, stick them with your snake. Yeah, exactly. And that was my potatoes too. So, we had it when I was doing my like my potatoes like Chell cosplay thing. And then we just like set it down, in a bag, just like in the living room because we didn't have time to deal with it. And it started growing. And then I was like, oh, well, instead of throwing it out, we'll just put it in the snake tank and it'll grow. Maybe it'll flower at some point. But it's really liked how humid and warm it is in there. I'm much better at keeping the snake tank at the proper humidity with a plant being in there. So that's been really helpful. But so snake's been good. I also have to clean her tank out and replace all the dirt and stuff. I have a box that I moved because it has my address on it, but just a box full of like new dirt and moss, like fresh moss. and it came with the new food she's not eating. But yeah, I just haven't had time to like change up her tank because I was like, oh, well, she's not eating. But yeah, I gotta like take her out of her tank and like clean everything, and it takes forever. And I'm also going through all my old clothes, and Scooter is indifferent to the moss I got him. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I find that they tend to not care about the moss, but the moss helps. I mean, you feed outside of the tank, but it stops Victoria from getting a lot of dirt in her mouth and getting constipated. And it also helps keep the humidity up, which is nice. He enjoys destroying it. Yeah, that sounds like him. He's a little angry man. A little angry man. Hognoses are so goofy. So bad at spelling? That's fine. You're dyslexic. You don't have to be good at spelling. As long as I understand what you're saying, that's all that really matters. I get the gist of it. That's fine. Oh, though I wanted to tell you, someone in one of the Discords that I'm in was saying that they use a screen reader that's normally for blind people to be able to get text when they have to like read stuff online because obviously they can't see it. That like potentially for people with dyslexia that it might work, because he's not this person, they're not blind, but sometimes they just like can't read for neurological reasons. I was like, maybe we could like think of, if you think that would be like a helpful tool to use, like figuring out like a screen reader for days when your dyslexia is particularly bad, or like getting like a voice to text thing going so you don't have to spell things. Because like not everyone can read, whether it's a software issue or a hardware issue. Like not everyone can read. But yeah, if you think that would help, then like we could do research into like setting that up or something. Not that all websites are great for screen readers, but at the very least, if like it would help you like read ebooks or something, is to have a voice read it out for you, or there's like a form that's hard or whatever. Let me know. But yeah, I was just like thinking of you earlier because I was like, oh yeah, I have a dyslexic friend that might be helpful. You do use Google Voice to Text to help spell? Hell yeah. Yeah. Like so many people could like benefit from like accessibility tools like that. So, like never feel ashamed. Like it's like using your cane when your knee hurts, right? There's nothing wrong with using technology to make your life better. Like anthropologists have said, like the actual earliest signs of civilization isn't like houses or anything like that, or farms or anything like that. It's healed broken bones. Is that there's people around to help you when things happen. And there's also like crutches and prosthetics and stuff that are like 10,000 years old. Like you're totally allowed to use tools to make your life easier. Like that's what they're for, right? You're starting to think you're dyslexic to an extent. I mean, it's not uncommon with neurodivergent people to like have issues with that. I see it most often with folks with ADHD, but I've also seen autistic people who are dyslexic. I am very not dyslexic. I'm very good at spelling. I've never had an issue reading, at least as far as like actually reading. Sometimes I struggle to focus if I'm like overwhelmed or there's like background noise or something. But like, yeah, like I am not dyslexic, but I have auditory processing disorder, right? So like I have issues, like my hearing is technically fine, but I still can't understand when people talk to me sometimes. Like I'm not deaf, but sometimes I'm functionally can't hear people. And like subtitles are such a great tool. Trying to read anything longer than a few sentences feels like I have ping over 999. Oh my god, yeah, that might be dyslexia. Background noise is hell, yeah. So like, And like normally I find subtitles really distracting if I can understand what someone's saying. Or if there's like a lot of action going on screen, sometimes I get stuck staring at the words. But like Steph was playing a game yesterday and the bass was really loud, so I couldn't understand what the voice was saying. The subtitles made it so much better. Like I could actually understand what was happening because of the subtitles. Now, obviously, if you have auditory processing disorder and dyslexia, that's gonna be a hard fucking time. Especially because so many TV shows and movies, the audio mixing is fucking terrible. Just like they can't light night scenes properly anymore. They just make it really dark rather than using like blue light like you're fucking supposed to. Or the subtitles are off. Yeah. Yeah, so like it depends on what's happening. Like I find for like anime, I prefer subs for the most part. If it's like slice of life, like low speed stuff, because then I can like look at the subtitles, look at what's happening, look at the subtitles, look at what's happening. But action stuff, I tend to prefer dubs, because then I can actually see what's happening. Or I end up in a situation where I end up watching things like weird. Like I'll watch, like if I'm watching YouTube videos at home, is like I'll like read the subtitles and then I'll go back and see what's happening, or like I just will loop sections if I miss stuff. That happens a lot too with like dramatic moments in shows where like a bunch of different characters are having like emotional responses and like big facial expressions. Sometimes I have to watch the same section over and over and over again so that I can like get the intended impact, because like I have to look at each individual face separately, sometimes multiple times, to actually see what their full reaction is, because like I'll see their initial response and get so overwhelmed by that I don't see what the like follow-up is, so I have to watch it multiple times. It's hard being neurodivergent sometimes because I can't do that in real life. I think that would make the world more accessible if I could rewind it occasionally so that I have more reaction time, that I can see things a few times before I have to figure out what the fuck happened. But yeah, like we all have our accessibility needs, and there's no problem if you like need subtitles, even if you're not like, if you don't actually have like issues with your ears, or like needing screen readers even if your eyes work fine. Because like if your brain's not interpreting the things your ears and your eyes are telling you correctly, then you still have a problem, right? And like I'm constantly on this kick of trying to convince everyone who wears glasses that they're disabled, because people don't think of it that way. They're like, no, I'm not disabled. I'm not blind. It's like, you kind of are. You have an accessibility tool on your face all the time. You just don't think of it that way because there's not the social stigma for glasses the way that there used to be. But also, like, if someone hits you in the face with a basketball, you're functionally you're incapable of functioning until you spend hundreds of dollars to get a replacement. Is that not a disability? That's well accommodated, sure, but or like so many people who have like chronic migraines don't think of themselves as chronically ill or disabled in any way, and it's like, you are. Or people with like periods that are particularly disabling, it's like, yeah, it counts, it still counts. My issue is kind of the opposite. Once I'm invested, I can absorb everything pretty easily, but my brain not focusing. If my brain is not focusing, there's nothing registering. Yeah, that's fair. Whereas like, I can get my brain invested. Well, I guess it depends on how my spoons are doing, because sometimes it's not, if it's not a special interest or it's not like scratching an itch, sometimes I'm just like, the dopamine is not there. I need to go somewhere else to find it when I'm like particularly tired. But yeah, even when I'm like super invested, sometimes I have to watch things like multiple times. Not like all the way through, but there'll be moments where like I have to repeat it, or like I'll get distracted by something, so I have to rewatch the entire section again. because I watch things as like coherent wholes. Like I can't rewatch just a bit. Like I have to have like the full sentence, and if the sentence hinges on the sentence before, then I have to rewatch the whole paragraph in like a video essay or something, because like the link, my brain is weird. But I am also really happy with how visible like neurodivergence is lately. That like there's more people being openly neurodivergent and being, or concussions, people don't want to admit that they're an acquired brain injury. Yeah. Like people don't, or like, don't think of like broken legs as like a temporary disability, because it is. Like you're disabled. It might not be a permanent thing, but like, I mean, some of my issues weren't permanent. Like my gastroparesis, I guess I technically still have, but it's way less of an issue than it was, right? Where like I wouldn't consider it disabling the way it was when it first got really bad, when like I couldn't eat solid food for a year. Like that's pretty disabling, right? Like I was really ill, whereas now it's like, yeah, I'm fine. Even if like I don't follow my medically prescribed diet like perfectly, I'll still be mostly fine. Yeah, it's just people don't really think about what disabled means. Or like in the US, pre-existing condition is just a euphemism for disability. It's just like, if you actually phrased it that way, so many more people would be like, oh, I should have rights as a disabled person. But people don't want to think of themselves that way because they think it makes them lesser than, and they have internalized ableism that they haven't dealt with and all that jazz. So it's a whole thing. Oh, my neck hurts. Oh. God, I'm so tired. Neck pain twins. Oh my God. My neck pain is still so bad. Like, my RMT fixes a lot of stuff, but she's like really gentle with my neck, which I understand. I'm her first ever patient with EDS, and she's really worried about hurting me. She's getting better. But yeah, she's always worried about like lifting my head and being like, I could fucking kill you. Just, but yeah, it's, the neck pain is pretty bad. She does a lot of work on my back. My back always feels better after I see her, even if it starts hurting soon after, just because like I sleep weird. How long I was hoping to stream for? I'm probably gonna go until Kenny starts. And then I'm going to raid into him and then get ready to go. I did buy a ticket though for tonight, Steph, if that helps. It's probably not like super much longer, but Steph's like, I wanna go. Also, Steph, I don't know if you have spinny wheel, but Lucy was gonna come with us. Just so you're aware. Well, I'm not hot mics. Okay, that I understand what you mean. Well, I'll let you know. Yeah, Lucy's coming, so when I raid, she's probably gonna start heading down this way. Well, I suppose, Lucy, you can come over whenever. I think of other stuff that's going on. Yeah. I definitely, this just chatting only vibe is definitely more my speed, I think. Putting makeup on now and then you'll swing by. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Salt said he's probably gonna aim for 4. So not like less than 20 minutes. And then yeah, I still have to figure out what the hell I'm gonna wear, because what does one wear in the public? Especially like a clothing optional club. I don't know what to do. Wait, it's been more than a year. I can be topless. Ah. Can't be topless on Twitch, I don't think, but my scars can be in the sun and I won't get in shit. So floor creaky's fine. Clothing that you can remove. I mean, luckily that's pretty much everything, because anything that was complicated doesn't fit anymore. I'm in the middle of going through all my clothes and getting rid of stuff that doesn't fit. I've had to get rid of almost every skirt I own. My skirts went from 2 drawers to 1. Cause nothing fits anymore. Part of that's like, I've got a little bit of COVID weight, but also just like, do you think this fits in blouses? It doesn't. It doesn't. I haven't even gone through most of my shirts and dresses yet. I just went through like my skirts, shorts, and pants, and like underwear and bras. But like there's so much stuff that just like doesn't. I had to get rid of pairs of underwear because my thighs didn't fit in them. You know how weird that is? Where it like fit my hips, but my thighs were too big? I'm an inspiration. Thank you. Thank you, Alice. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's just, it's so weird to be like, my thighs are huge. Or like I had a pair of like sweat shorts that used to be baggy because like they fit around my hips and then the legs used to be baggy. They're really tight on me now. Cause wow. You have the opposite issue now that I'm doing all the walking. I mean, that's fair. I need to walk more. My plan is to try and like be a little bit more active. And also, to be fair, I'm also on medication that makes me hungry. So like tapering down on that now that my gastroparesis isn't so bad. Like I used to not have an appetite ever, so I had to take medication to be hungry. I don't really need to do that every day anymore. So this is the only thing that will motivate me to actually work out. I mean, honestly though, watching Creator Clash has done like a world of help for me to want to like get beefy and strong. Like muscle mommies need to rise up, and then us like non-binary and mask folks are, we gotta be muscly to support you, right? I went from doing no walking to walking like 5K 4 times a week. Has been a lot. I can only fucking imagine. I'm trying to, when I do phone calls with my dad, I'm trying to do like walks while I'm on the phone with him, which is usually like 2 hours. So like I'll go to McDonald's, get dinner, and then just keep wandering around for like 2 hours. And it makes my legs really tired, which is probably good. It's such a neurodivergent motivator. Yeah. Wish I had y'all motivation. I mean, motivation is sometimes something you have to like make. Like when I do training with my personal trainer, like a lot of the motivation for that is not that I'm motivated to exercise, which is what a lot of my gains comes from, right? It's not that I want to exercise. Like I do, but I don't have the motivation to do it on my own, you know? So like the motivation is I am accountable to her. Like we've made plans together that she set aside time for me to be there. So I'm accountable to her. And then also I get to hang out with my friend and talk and share stuff. And it's like good to see a friend every week. So like having a trainer that you really like and get along with is, oh my God, it makes it so much better. Hi Andrew, welcome in. I'm sorry, Lauren, it's almost done. And ads should be done-ish soon. But yeah, I have ads going for no pre-rolls, so at least I know when they are. Also, if y'all think it would be better if I ran them like once an hour to disable pre-rolls for half an hour or whatever. Like if there's another like ad schedule that's better for you. Lauren, thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I mean, now you're completely immune from ads, so thank you. And you stole money from Bezos. You used them Bezos bucks, so I appreciate you harming the Amazon bottom line and using your Bezos bucks. Spite is such a great motivator, very underrated. School is eating money and time. Yeah. I mean, you have existing stuff going on, so like, I mean, I get that. Like when I've been like really busy, or like in the winter when my health's doing really bad, well, I can't really exercise in the winter because of the snow, and I can't exercise as much in the summer because it's really hot, so I have to like, you know, I have to take advantage when the weather's nice, right? Though hopefully the fucking doctor's appointment from hell this week will fix that. I'll be able to do more stuff in the summer, I guess, hopefully. Or we'll know why I'm sick and maybe I can at least trigger it less badly. I don't know. Hopefully we have a reasonable summer. I hope so. I mean, that would be a nice surprise, because usually I'm just like gearing up to feel real sick. Yeah, I would love to have a like a comfy summer. Just like a summer where I don't feel like I'm going to be sick the entire time. And I would love to be able to just like go outside and read books in the park. That would be nice. I miss doing that. It's like my favorite thing is to just be outside. I love being outside. Pain makes doing exercise hard to motivate. Yeah, that is also true. Getting the pain down to manageable levels, or at least like, I think that's part of why when my pain was really bad, I was only doing like, I really was only doing the physio and nothing else. And like, it was really hard to motivate. But like, finding exercise that also reduces your pain, like if you find that an exercise helps and it's reducing your pain, then you like feel more motivated to keep doing it, because you're like, I feel better when I do this. I don't know, it's hard. Like, I'm not gonna say it's easy, because like getting myself to this point has been difficult. Also, thank you for following with your other account, Andrew. I appreciate it. Thank you. Exercises make you feel like shit. And you've never understood the people for whom it makes them feel good. Well, it also depends on the kind of exercise. Like running or like anything cardio makes me feel so sick. Or like even some of the stuff I do with my trainer like makes me feel like icky, because it's like a lot of the core stuff, if we're doing like a lot of reps, it makes me really tired and I don't feel great. But like the like lunges, like pigeon pose feels so good, and like that makes my hips stronger. We're doing like hydrant like leg lifts, feels fine, and it makes my butt real nice. Like there's stretches and like relaxing stuff that feels nice. Like there's one exercise, I'm just gonna demonstrate it real quick, that like made me feel really good because it stretches out my obliques and it makes this part of your core feel really good. It makes it really strong, which gives you a nice little snatched waist too. Because when your oblique muscles are strong, it pulls everything in, just as a tip. But it's literally just like legs kind of in a wide stance. I can't really do this too deep because I'm on socks on hardwood. But you just bend like this way. And it can feel really nice to stretch that out. And you just like tilt over. Like there's certain workouts you can do that do feel nice. So I'm so bad at doing my physio because it's painful to do, even if it makes me feel better eventually. That's fair. It's not even painful or physical discomfort, it just releases the bad chemicals. I suppose. Yeah, I mean the stuff that I do, I guess I feel nice because like, I mean when I'm doing pigeon pose, my ass looks incredible. And like pigeon, like anything that rotates my hip a certain way feels so good. Welcome in, Lucifuge? Lucifuge? Welcome in, nice to have you. And thank you, yeah, thanks for the compliments. Andrew, it's a antique chair. It's much less comfortable than like a lot of chairs, but I have a nice little seat cushion. Maybe there's some dysphoria tied into it. That could also make sense. That can make sense. It might depend on like finding, I guess like exercises that help with that. Cause like for me, like a lot of the arm workout stuff has been helping with gender dysphoria because like my arms being so big like makes me feel more masculine. It's been really nice. And thank you Lucifuge. I'm a fan of the necklace. Yeah, the meme of Fred pulling the mask off the Scooby-Doo villain. Yeah, it's like, bah! I've been having that too, with just like, this was dysphoric and I fixed that, and now other things, I'm like, oh, now that that's not the overwhelmingly loud dysphoria thing, I've got like other shit. There's some exercise that I don't do because of skating and weight stuff. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I think the main thing is like, okay, like what muscles do you want to target, and then finding something fun. Like honestly, the best exercise isn't the most effective, but like the exercise that's fun and enjoyable. So like my GP, my doctor has like really pushed me doing rope suspension stuff. Is it the best exercise to do in the world? No. But I like doing it, and it involves a lot of strength, and like full body stuff. And it gives me the like good endorphins. So like an activity, like if you like going for walks, that's an exercise. That counts. Like, and it just depends on like what stuff you need to do. And then physio is difficult, but like, I don't know. I play a lot of music when I do workouts and stuff, which also helps. But obviously what works for me doesn't work for everybody. I just do what I can. And also like a lot of the stuff is like, my biceps are this big because I've been doing a year of targeted like shoulder and muscle like and arm work like every week. And like my thighs are as big as they are is because of, and my butt looks as nice as it does is because I've been doing like 4 or 5 years of targeted leg work, right? Doing it every week. And even if like you could, again, if you can commit to doing it once a week every week is better than trying to do like an hour a day for a month and then not being able to do it anymore. Like less, more consistent is better than doing it a lot and then dropping off of it, right? What you can what you can commit to doing long term is what's going to be the best for you. And even if you're not the pinnacle of perfect health, like, every little bit makes a difference, right? You're probably my best resource for learning what to do. Oh, I'm glad I can help. I mean, I'm only really just giving you the stuff that's worked for me, and hopefully some of it helps, and the things that don't, at least now you know it doesn't. And you can like maybe figure out why that's not working. But yeah, just stuff is a stuff. And like, yeah, it's we are suspiciously similar. But yeah, like, it's better, like, a crash diet is not going to be good for you as much as just adding a couple more like fruits and veggies into your normal diet, right? Or like reducing portions by like a little bit. Like, it's unrealistic to be like, never eat chocolate, never eat cake, never eat bread, never eat this, never eat that. Like, all these things that give you joy and make you happy. You're not gonna be able to do that your whole life, nor should you. That's such a depressing, sad way to live your life. Instead, you should just like eat what makes you happy, and then just add stuff to it that's nutritious. Or, you know, you can have chocolate every day. Just like, don't eat like a whole fucking 1 pound chocolate bar every day. Have like a fun sized Kit Kat or something. Like, you don't need to eat like a shit ton. What's the point of living a super long time if you're miserable? Exactly. Or like right now, because like I'm a little overweight, which normally I wouldn't mind, but it's affecting my knee pain a little bit. So I'm trying to get myself a little down. I still eat cookie dough for breakfast every day for gastroparesis reasons, and also because it's delicious. But instead of just eating as much as I want, I'm controlling the portions, right? I'm just not eating like a fucking handful of, I'm just having like 2 spoonfuls. I measure it out in a cup, so I'm not just like non-thinkingly just eating. And I'm like adding grapes and apples and beef jerky, which I love that stuff too. And it's better to add stuff that has protein in it because it's helping with my muscle growth. I've started eating protein powder, and fucking protein powder's gross. So I've started adding cinnamon to it, which makes it taste really good. Because you can fix a lot of problems with enough cinnamon, is what I've discovered. And it also makes it blend better. So like, yeah, I'm like, okay, well, and then I don't need to eat junk food for lunch because a protein shake is really filling. And now that I've added cinnamon to it, it tastes really good. So I like it. It's like having chocolate milk for lunch. That's fucking incredible. It's a healthy thing. And like, there's another place I'm looking at that does protein powder that has like Oreo. And I'm like, I want the Oreo protein powder. That sounds really good. It's got chunks of cookies in it. But like, would it be a healthier option to get the protein powder that doesn't have cookies in it? Probably. Will I eat it nearly as consistently? No. It's better to have things you like that make you happier and healthier than focusing on like trying to be a weightlifter or whatever. That's not like an effective way to live your life. I think Salt is streaming again. If y'all have any more points about the conversation we're currently having, because I don't want to cut y'all off if you have like final thoughts or whatever. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably raid in so I can get ready to go out, because I think the goal was 4 o'clock. So I have to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna wear. I think Lucy's already on her way, so I have to put fucking clothes on and stuff. But it was really, really, really nice having like my streamer anniversary with you guys. You guys always make me feel great. I love the conversations we have. I'm definitely gonna be focusing on just chatting stuff going forward with games here and there as I feel like it, rather than feeling pressured. I don't really have a set schedule either. I'm not gonna try and commit to a set schedule. I'll stream when I have time, because my day job, like I was trying to stream every Monday, I can't do that. I work Mondays sometimes with my day job, so it ends up throwing me off. So I'll stream when I can. Being in my Discord, if you're a sub, is good. It like tells you when I go live. I also usually tweet when I go live. Following, I believe Twitch is supposed to send you an email as long as you have the notifications turned on. She'll let you know when I go live. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging out and the such. And hopefully I'll stream again soon-ish. I have no guarantees, but hopefully soon-ish. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Stick around and we're gonna raid into Salt, and for some of y'all it's just gonna be merging the tabs. It's gonna merge them tabs. And use emotes if you have them. I don't really have a particular raid message. Just give Salt all the love in the world. He's like the best, and I love him. I love him to bits. Yeah. Have fun. I think he's playing Final Fantasy IX, and merging tabs. Yeah, merge the tabs. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Oh hey. Raid. Azura! Welcome in, Raiders. I totally didn't know you were coming because you totally didn't tell me in advance. Azura, hello. Raiders, welcome. I was late on the response.